Hey guys, thanks for joining my Queer View, a YouTube channel basically just giving my view as a gay man on different topics. Today we are going to listen to a clip from The View, which is the background, talking about the young black teen, Ralph YARL, who was 16, who was just shot going to pick up his twin brothers and ended up going to the wrong house. And this elderly white man opened the door, seen a 6-foot-tall young black man, and shot him in the head and then shot him in the arm through the glass screen door. The elderly man has been charged with 2 felonies and is looking at life in prison. He's currently out on bail. So let's turn to the clip and hear what they have to say, and then I'm going to come back and give you my thoughts on what is being talked about in this clip. So thanks, guys.
So protests continue outside the Kansas City, Missouri home where 16-year-old Ralph YARL was shot in the head after he rang the doorbell of the wrong house to pick up his younger twin brothers. The 84-year-old white homeowner who allegedly opened fire upon answering the door faces life in prison. And here's what the county prosecutor and the YARL family attorney, Ben Crump, are saying. Take a look.
After a thorough review of the case file, the appropriate laws, and information gained during the investigation phase of the case, I filed 2 felony counts. As the prosecutor of Clay County, I can tell you there was a racial component to the case.
To have black people ring a doorbell and then have a white citizen shoot him in the head first and then shoot him a second time. I mean, there is no way you can justify this.
Now, the alleged shooter was released within 24 hours of being held, which authorities claim is standard protocol. I would like to know if that's so, because I think had it been reversed, he would have still been in jail. That's just the way it is. That's the way how things play out. But, I mean, the gentleman said he was afraid, and my question is, well, why didn't you say, who is it? So that the kid could have said, I'm here to pick up my brothers, and the man could have said, no, you don't, your brothers are not here. Mm-hmm. But you answered the door, you opened the door, you had to see who was there, and you shot him. And then you shot him again. Why?
Well, he shot through a door, so there was a door that was still closed.
A glass door.
Yeah, there was never even...
I mean, but why you shot him? You saw it hit him. Why would you shoot him again?
And what he said was, he said he was scared for his life because he saw that he was 6 feet tall, which means he saw the kid. The part that he didn't say was that he was a 6-foot-tall black kid. That's the part that he didn't say out loud. And I was really, shocked yesterday when I heard the police chief say the information we have now, it does not say that it is racially motivated, but there is a racial component, is what they're calling it. Of course it's racially motivated. Of course it's racially motivated. He saw through the door that it was a black teenager, and that's why he shot. Let's not.
It was his,
tiptoe about it.
It was his fear of the kid being black, and that's why people say, oh, Sunny always talks about race, and Sunny, when she talks about her son, she talks about her fear. When I'm telling you that this is my lived experience, believe me. And that's what I would say to white folks. When we tell you as black mothers that this is our worst nightmare, and that we are raising our children to be upstanding citizens, and that we are schooling our children, and that we are parenting our children correctly, don't shoot them upon sight, because it is our worst nightmare. We are like any other parent. We are doing the best that we can, and we are raising fine children, upstanding citizens that should be safe to pick up their children, their brothers.
And a man that he said, at my age, I was scared I couldn't defend myself. People like that, we need to be checking up on these gun owners. Because if you're someone that stands in a home and is petrified at someone ringing your door when you were never even, there's still a door between you and you're the one with the weapon, then you need to not have weapons, because this is the stand your ground laws and the Castle Doctrine. Is it Castle Doctrine? These things are scary. The NRA wants to roll these back further because it fuels the profit of more gun sales when we can defend these people that are holding these guns. It's a money problem right here. The other issue, though, is they're rolling back kind of the accountability of the people shooting. When you can just say someone threatened you, and you're scared in your house, this is problematic. This is why I think we need to be doing, we can't even get background checks and all the other things passed in every state. But mental health, or if you have some deep-seated racism that should be checked on a background check, you know, this stuff needs to be checked for like sporadically throughout time. These types of situations, your mental capacity changes. To know an 85-year-old man, I get answering the door if you're, defending your home. One conversation, one exchange would have completely.
He didn't have to open. This is the thing. I know you. I don't want to cut you off. Go ahead and say what you're saying.
No. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, listen, you're 85. Somebody knocks on your door at 10 o'clock at night. Either do not answer it and call the police, or say, who is it? It should not be, the first thing you do should not be to go to the door with a gun that you're ready to shoot.
And criminals don't typically stop by knocking on the door.
Doorbell.
That's exactly what I was struck by, was the lack of words exchanged. There were so many de-escalatory steps that could have been taken if you genuinely did think that you were at risk. Keep the door locked, call 911, or yell out to him and say something. But to shoot him not once, but then twice. And then we didn't mention, the most horrifying part of this to me is that he then went to other neighbors' houses to ask for help, and no one would help this young black kid. Like, what does that say?
They said, get on the
about our
ground
community
and put your hands up.
Again,
And
I have to say something. I think and I saw it yesterday all over the media. There's a lot of emphasis on his age. Let me just say, Joe Biden is 80 years old. Pope Francis is 86 years old. Nancy Pelosi is 83 years old. Dick Van Dyke is 97. Rita Moreno's 91. Guess what? They're not homicidal racists with trigger-happy fingers.
Yeah.
Who are out there killing kids. So, your age does not excuse.
He used it. He said, I'm an 85-year-old man who may not be able to defend myself. I then say, sir, you should not have that weapon.
I reject the age argument. The Castle Doctrine has been around forever, by the way, in the law. So you can't protect your home with deadly force in certain states, which is unfortunate. New York is not one of them, thankfully. But I think it's the fear-mongering that's been going on the right and on Fox News, and talking about a rise in crime. You've got Jim Jordan right here in New York City doing commissions on crime, when Ohio, his home state, has 4 times the homicide rate than New York City.
Real quick,
so how dare people
I do think it's bigger than that, though. There's this other case in Saratoga County where a woman pulled into a driveway.
I was just going to
bring
it up.
Shot. She was just shot because someone. Why are we so afraid of our neighbors?
Crime?
Well,
fear-mongering about
this is
crime.
the thing. It was a group of people pulled into the wrong driveway.
Young girls.
Young girls. She's dead.
Yep.
Now, this young man, thank God, is going to make it. But
and the man who shot the young woman?
Yes.
Is in jail.
Yeah.
He was not released after 2 years, 2 hours of being detained.
The point is, we have an issue. We got a problem here. And this was a young white woman who was shot, by the way, by a white man.
Yeah.
So ask yourself, what the hell?
In a
what
car.
is happening?
I think it's the fear-mongering on the right about rises in crime.
We are, listen, we all have to figure this out, because they're not going to do it for us. No. We got to figure it out. We got to figure it out.
That was Whoopi, Sunny, Sarah, Anna, and Alyssa speaking on a couple of hot topics. I would like to give my queer view on The View today. So I've been reading this article. It was released yesterday and updated at midnight yesterday on CNN of the white homeowner accused of shooting a black teen who rang his doorbell, turns himself in, and is released on bail. And, Whoopi talked about this, and I tend to agree with her, that the reality is that if this was an African-American, they would not be out of jail right now, money or no money. Like, they would have demanded a hold. No bail, but according to CNN, it was a $200,000 bail that he was able to post within a matter of just a couple of hours, I guess, which is absolutely disturbing. Now, from what I understand CNN to be saying in this article is that typically it's 24 hours once a person is detained before they actually are able to then post that bail. But this happened in just a couple of hours. The young man, Ralph Yarrow, 16, is incredibly lucky after being shot in the head and the arm to have been released from the hospital. But his family says that he has quite a long road of recovery ahead of him. And this happens so very often in our country. Young people, not only people of color, because as what was mentioned right there at the end, that there was a young woman of 20 years old who was out in the country with some friends and pulled into the wrong driveway. And the man came out shooting and shot her and killed her, and she is now deceased. And it is older white males just pulling guns out and shooting for absolutely no reason. They were not in danger. They were not. Their life wasn't being threatened. Their property wasn't being threatened. These were mistakes. These were accidents. And these people, this family and this young woman, her life is gone. Her family's life is changed forever. Absolutely forever. It's completely changed. And the Yarrow family is completely changed. The amount of fear and PTSD and anxiety this young man is going to suffer over the wrong address when he was just trying to pick his brothers up. This is just absolutely horrendous, and we have to do something about guns in the United States, you guys. We have to do something about this. But all we can do at this point is contact our representatives and demand legislation. Vote for change. Thank you guys for listening to my Queer View. I do appreciate it. Make sure that you do like and subscribe. I'm working towards getting the channel monetized. So any help that you can give, share the link, and I would really appreciate that. Little Buddha and Mr. Perky are laying down for the night. So I hope to be able to start posting more longer form videos like this over the next few weeks. That is my goal. So I appreciate you guys, and make sure you like and subscribe and ring that bell. Good night.